Welcome back to week 3 of our junior instructional video series.
This week we're going to be talking about chipping, how to stand while chipping, and how to make a good chipping stroke. So our chipping stance is going to be a little bit different than our normal stance. For this, we want to put the ball not in the center, but off our back foot, okay? And then we have our hands forward over our front foot.
All right guys, so Adam talked about the stance that we're in. We're in an athletic stance. Our feet are a little closer together. We have the ball closer to our back right foot if you're right-handed, left foot if you're left-handed. And then our hands are slightly in forward in front of the golf ball, and that's to help us get the ball rolling towards our target. It's almost an extension of putting. So our stroke with this is not a full swing by any means, not even a half swing. We're building off of that tick-tock thought we had when we were putting. So the stroke that I'm gonna make, my hands are gonna go to my back shoe and then they're gonna continue forward to my front shoe. The goal of this shot is to get it rolling forward towards my target, up over this thicker grass onto the green quickly. I'm not necessarily trying to get this ball into the air. So I make a stroke to my back foot and then I make it to my front and the ball rolls out.
The pitch shot is a little bit different and actually quite a bit harder than the chip shot. For this shot, instead of having the ball on our back foot, we want it in the middle. And we don't want our weight on our front foot. We want that in the middle as well. And instead of having our hands forward, our hands are in the middle. We don't need to have our hands forward because we want to get the ball in the air. So for this shot then, the motion you want to think about is wrist and turn. You use your wrist to get the club up quickly and make an L, and then you turn towards your target. And it should look something like this.
All right, now we're gonna talk about club selection. Downhill lie versus uphill lies, and what club do we take? So right now, as you can see, I have a downhill lie. Ball is below my feet and I'm chipping towards a target that is below me. So what I'm trying to do is get the ball in the air a little bit and use the hill to carry the ball there. If I take a club that has less loft, so if I take a pitching wedge instead of the 58-degree wedge that I have, I'm gonna have a tougher time getting the ball to stop when it approaches the hole. If I take a club where I can get it in the air and have it land a little softer and use the hill to my advantage, like a 58-degree wedge, I'm gonna be a lot more accurate. So the shot that we're hitting is still the same. I'm matching my shoulder angle to the angle of the hill, and I'm making that same tick-tock motion that we were working on putting. It's a little bit longer, but it's a different shot. And I'm just sweeping the ground, using the hill to my advantage, letting the ball roll out. All right, so now we're covering uphill lies and what club we pick. So opposed to the downhill lie where we had a 58-degree wedge in our hand, we're still trying to use the hill to our advantage. I'm trying to find something that I can hit into the hill. So I have a pitching wedge in my hand. I'm still gonna be making the same stroke. Ball's gonna be a little bit further up in my stance and my shoulders are gonna be slightly tilted up. Whenever we're hitting an uphill or downhill lie, we want to make sure our shoulders match the angle of the hill. And the stroke that I'm making is very similar. So I'm moving shoe to shoe or tick-tock like we talked in putting. And it's a very simple stroke. We don't choose a lot of loft because it's easier uphill to leave the ball short. So I always take something a little stronger to make sure I get the ball there. All right, so the drill we have this week is called flamingo chipping, and Ben here is going to be our demonstrator. So this drill is for people who struggle getting their lower body involved or get their lower body involved too much in these short shots around the fringe. So Ben is going to go onto his left foot. His right leg is going to be just on his toe, not in the air, just on his toe. And he's focusing on keeping his core stable as he makes a little putting stroke with an 8-iron. So the goal of this shot is to get the ball rolling towards our target on the ground. Ben's gonna make a stroke. Perfect. So notice that Ben's lower body didn't move, and that's what we want to do with these shots here. We don't want to be sliding. For people who slide constantly in thin golf shots from this distance, this is a great drill for you. Thank you guys for tuning in this week to our junior golf instructional series.
This week we talked about chipping and pitching.
Really looking forward to seeing you guys this Tuesday. Please be sure to like and subscribe our YouTube channel.